And we have Alex. And then let me share my screen. Give me 1 second. Let me get out of all these other tabs. All right. Can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Awesome. So we're going to go over opening and closing sales hooks and approaches. And we're going to start with the opening hooks. And so I have 5 on each. And so these are all going to be personality styles that you can fit to whatever works best for you. Or if you're really good at sales, you can feed off of the client or consumer and read their personality type and work off of them. So the first one is going to be on opening hooks. It's going to be the pain point approach. Obviously, that's starting a conversation by asking about their insurance and going directly into pain points that they might have in their insurance, right? Like one pain point is if they've ever had to file a claim. If you're selling life insurance, anything, obviously if you have to file a claim, someone's dead. So, that's an obvious pain point to start with. This is going to help you identify any pain point, open up discussions about how your insurance can address their needs. And then I have a couple of pain points that you might run into in a conversation that people have, whether it's high premiums on their current policy that they can't afford anymore, inadequate coverage, lack of education on their policy. Maybe they were sold a policy and just, maybe they're just someone who's afraid to say no. So they just agree to the policy just to get off the phone because they don't want to say no to it. And so they don't really understand the policy. Maybe they don't understand what the claims process looks like in the event that they need to make a claim, or they have no idea how renewals and changes are done to their current policies, right? And so these are super important things that the consumer is going to need to know to feel educated, to feel confident in you as the salesperson. The next opening hook is going to be the personal connection approach. And so with this is basically just introducing yourself, giving a little bit of an intro about you, about your experience, your background, right? Kind of how I just told you about a little bit about my experience. It only took 20 seconds to do so, but it just helps ease into the fact that you are experienced and you know what you're doing and that they can feel confident in you. So you give your experience, a little bit of your background. It helps build a little bit of credibility, helps build some of that personal connection. And some of the ways that you could do that I recommend, I've talked about this on past sales calls here, is the acronym FORM, which is talking about family, occupation, recreation, money. It's like the oldest acronym in the book for sales, but most people don't do it. So also, if you have personal stories that you can share with the client that relate to the conversation and the product, obviously storytelling sells, share your stories. The next one is going to be the time-saving approach, which is asking about their current insurance and how much time they spend managing it. Now, some policies, consumer might not ever look at their policy. They have no idea what's going on. Sometimes people make changes all the time and they're spending more time than they need to on it. So if you do see an opportunity where you can talk about their insurance and if they spend time managing it and you see that they are spending more time in their policy than a normal person should or would, then have a discussion about some of the solutions that you can have to streamline their insurance needs. And then I'm just going to mute Alex real quick. And then I did put a one-liner in here that you could use to go over the benefits of handling insurance and streamlining processes that a client might have, which is with our insurance solutions, you can spend less time worrying about your coverage and more time enjoying things you love, right? Cheesy little corny one-liner, but things like that stick with the consumer, right? It doesn't seem like it's something that's like life-changing for someone, but something as simple as that is going to stick in their mind and they're going to think about it. And when they think about it, they're thinking about you because you're the one that told them. And the next one we have is the industry insight approach. And this is going to be by sharing industry insights, trends that are related to their specific needs. And it helps position you as an expert and build trust in your recommendations, right? So a couple ways that you could provide industry insights are educating your clients on interest rates, the risks and benefits of the policies that you're selling them. Talk about market volatility, right? And whether you're selling annuities, IULs, whatever it is that you're selling, the market's always going to have some sort of play on those products. So talk about market volatility, the longevity risks, of whether it's them staying with their current plan, right? When you're doing a needs analysis and you're comparing products, you should be looking at their products, how it plays out over the long term versus how yours plays out over the long term. And then talk about tax benefits and advantages that they have by taking your product, if there are any. And that's going to, one, that's very industry specific. Two, it's going to build incredible, immense credibility with the client if you can talk about those things. And then the last part on the sales side for opening hooks is going to be the value proposition approach. And so with this is leading with value proposition that highlights unique benefits for the solutions that you're providing to the client. And so this is going to help differentiate you from from competitors, and establish the value of the services that you're offering. So one, obviously, everyone, you'd be surprised how many agents don't personalize solutions. They kind of just do cookie cutter policies. But make sure that you personalize solutions, you do a good needs analysis, and you're really going through their personal situation and making it personalized and customized to them. Number two, emphasize any guarantees and emphasize the stability of the product that you have. There's nothing in the world that a client hates more than not having a guarantee that their product is going to stay the same or work as you say it is. And so that's going to build credibility. It presents what's the word I'm looking for? It makes them confident in the product and the service that you're offering. Highlight any tax advantages. Once again, if there are any, everyone loves to save on taxes if they can. So if you have tax advantages, always talk about it. And then remind of your accessibility and continued support after the sale. Nothing a consumer hates more than feeling like you sell them a policy and they never hear from you again, right? So whether it's semi-annual or annual reviews, make sure that you're doing them, make sure that you're available. If they have birthdays, make sure that you're, sending them a birthday card, sending them a birthday call, text, whatever the case may be, checking up on them during the point of your conversation. If you're doing family, occupation, recreation, money, you're gonna uncover some key parts of their life that might have anniversary dates that you can tap into and surprise them with, right? Maybe they talk about they're getting married, right? And you can ask them, when is their wedding date? And then on their anniversary a year later, reach out and say, hey, just wanted to wish you a happy anniversary for you and your spouse, right? Little things like that matter, and it keeps your touch points high. So the next is going to be the closing hooks, which I'm going to move this down to the next page because it's bothering me. So the first one is going to be the urgency approach. And so when you're going to close the sale, this isn't my preferred method, but some people do like using it. Create a sense of urgency by mentioning, limited time offers or impending rate increases, right? One example, someone's birthday. If a product is based on age, the older they get, the more expensive the products can get. Talk about impending rate increases, interest rates, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. This encourages clients to take action and make a purchase. The only backside of that is that you don't want to create urgency for someone and they purchase a product and then you look back and they end up leaving you in 6 months because they weren't fully bought into what you were selling, right? They just had that urgency, and now that they realize the urgency was either fictitious or maybe not as serious as they thought it would be, now they no longer want the product. So just make sure you're doing everything on the right end with that. A solid one-liner to use that's simple. Also, don't wait for retirement to plan for retirement, right? All right. The next one we have is going to be the customer testimonial approach. So for this, it's very simple. If you have clients, ask them for Google reviews, ask them for video testimonials. If you guys have an LLC, if you guys have a actual business, you should have a Google business profile. If you do not have a Google business profile, go create one. It creates legitimacy. It's also going to give you guys access to localized people looking for your product or service. I actually just sold one of my marketing products to someone who found me on Google Business Profile. And so when you if you're looking for a restaurant near you, let's say I put in Thai restaurant near me, right? It's going to pull up on the side of Google. Actually, I'll just show you guys. Do you guys see this empty Google site page? Okay. So if we put, let's say, insurance agency near me, right? All right. Do you guys see this versus trusted homeowner? Okay. So these are all paid ads. Anything that says sponsored is going to be a paid ad. Paid. And then when you get down here, these are your Google business profiles. So this is what you should have. You should have some version of this if you don't already. And so when people are looking for stuff, first thing they're going to do is look at those reviews, which is why it's important to get reviews and get those testimonials, because you can post the videos of testimonials. You can just get an easy link and send it to all your clients and ask for a review. And when people go looking for stuff, typically what's the first thing they do? They find whatever's over here, and then they go straight into the reviews to see what people are saying and how their experiences are with it. So highly recommend getting that, doing the testimonial reviews. It's great during the sales approach, especially for closing, because you can, if you're on a Zoom call, you could share your screen and share your testimonial videos. You could create a landing page where you keep all your reviews and show that. And that just creates more confidence in the client with what you're offering, right? So the next is going to be the comparison approach. I mean, we've all been down that road. You just take the client's current policy and you compare it to what you're offering, right? The good part about that is you could differentiate yourself very easily from the competitors and establish the value of your services. During conversations, you should be asking them how many times they're reviewing it, when's the last time they spoke to their agent, when's the last time they updated their policy, and so on and so forth. When you're doing the needs analysis, obviously make sure that they bring their current policy with them, and then you can pick it apart and compare it to what you're offering and then highlight your benefits compared to theirs. The next one is the limited availability approach. And this is going to be the mention of limited availability or exclusively in your insurance solutions to create a sense of exclusivity and desirability. This encourages customers to take action and make a purchase, kind of like the urgency approach, right? This may or may not be applicable for you. If it is, use it. If not, don't worry about it. And then the last part is going to be the follow-up appointment approach using the illusion of choice. Okay. So when you're ending a conversation and following up for more information or personalized quote, it's going to keep the conversation moving forward, going to show your commitment to finding the best solutions for their needs. Obviously, if you have the ability to close business on the first call, close down the first call, and then you have no need for a follow-up. If you cannot do that, then this is the perfect opportunity for you to schedule an appointment for the follow-up in a way that is going to give you the highest show rate on a follow-up. And so I've taught this in prior weeks with appointment setting and getting like really high show rates. But essentially the illusion of choice appointment setting is giving them 2 predetermined dates and then 2 predetermined times. So in this example, I say, hey, this has been a great conversation. I know you want to get back and make some final decisions and digest everything we talked about today. Let's reconnect early next week. I have Monday and Wednesday available. Which one's better for you? They have the illusion of choice because they're choosing between Monday and Wednesday, but I've predetermined the options already by giving them Monday and Wednesday. There is no. Like no is not an option in this situation. So we remove the opt-outs from the conversation by diving right into the illusion of choice and giving them options, predetermined options. So typically they're going to choose whichever day is better. Most of the time they're going to take Wednesday because no one wants to go into a meeting on a Monday if they don't have to. So Wednesday is typically going to be the choice. And then from there, you give them another predetermined option. Okay, I have 10 a.m. and I have 3 p.m. Which time is better for you? You give one morning, one afternoon time, let them choose. And then the key to this is keeping it within 3 to 5 business days. And never schedule an appointment outside of those dates because the show rate is like under 5%. It's like 3%, something like that. But if you keep it under 3 days, it's like upwards of 90%. And if you keep it at 5 days, it's going to be less than that, but it'll still be decent. So with that being said, that is the training for today. What questions do you have?
I don't really have any questions on that per se. That's, I think, pretty standard. I guess I actually had something totally unrelated. I took an annuity call this morning, or a possible annuity call, and she was asking about gold and putting gold in an IRA. So I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's out of my realm. I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, so
I'd
really,
call up your carriers and see if they have anything.
yeah.
But that's going to be a good differentiator for you if you could figure out a way to make that happen.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, I think that requires a securities license, and that knocks me out. So,
It doesn't necessarily knock you out. Go find someone with a securities license and partner with them on it.
yeah, I do have a friend who just got her securities license, so I'm probably going to see about a referral there, and like you said, partner with her and get it rolling,
Yeah.
if we can
Yeah.
make it happen. Anyway, no, good stuff there.
Cool. Alex, you have any questions? No. All right. Well, I'm gonna have this training, the document available for you guys. I'll send it over to Yehuda. He'll make it available for you guys. And then if you have any questions that come up in the meantime, you should have my email. If you don't have it, Yehuda will give it to you, and you guys can feel free to email me at any time.
All
And
right.
then we'll have this training and I'll have the document shared so you guys have access to it.
All right. Thanks, Victor.
Awesome. All right. Have a great day.
You too. Bye bye.